It's Carl and Brendan here from Brrraaains A Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial.com for sure. And it's that time. It is. We, as of the time recording, are 12 days away from Bloodstock 2021. The lineup is as complete as I think it's going to be. I'm not entirely sure if it is, but to be honest, any last-minute additions, they are going to be that last-minute additions. We don't have the time to wait. We've had to wait till now to get this up, as we're going to talk through the entire festival, the bands, who we know, who we don't know, and so on and so forth. Basically, that kind of thing. We will have 10 bands that we're most excited to see or interested to see as well. But that'll be in another video after this. So we're just going to go through stage by stage, day by day, really. That's the plan.
Sounds good. Am I excited?
Yeah.
I don't tend to get excited about anything in life, to be honest with you. No, I mean, I will be, but I'm very much that sort of person who looks at the next thing he's got to sort. And in between now and Bloodstock, I've still got like a lot of things I've got to sort out. Do you know what I mean? So at the moment, I'm looking forward to Monday because, like, you know, work-wise, I'm moving to a new office that we've just purchased in Dartford. Then on Thursday, I've got like a huge session, like a client thing with work. So I've got to kind of be focused on that. So it keeps my attention, I guess, away from it rather than just sort of sitting there staring at the days and going, 12 hours and 12 days, 9 hours and 42 minutes left, you know. Yeah. So instead, I'm like, oh no, something else to do. So I'm excited. Don't get me wrong. I think a little bit of me is almost trying to force, maybe subconsciously, but like almost to subdue it down in my mind. Because I don't know, you know, you kind of get like a little bit overly philosophical sometimes on this sort of stuff. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, in my head, if I don't rein myself in and control myself, I'm possibly liable to break down into a flood of tears when, you know, the tent sort of pitch and you sit down in your chair with your beer there and you kind of realize you're back in that live festival environment. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, I'm an introvert, so I spend my whole time subduing myself to make sure that, you know, that you never find yourself in those situations.
No, that's fair enough. I mean, I share a lot of it. It's hard for me to get too excited as well, particularly as I'm still at work at the moment. I kind of go through stages. I've just come off a run of 7 late shifts, and they dominated my entire week. And now my natural response was, well, sweet. Once they're out of the way, you've only got 5 more days at work, and then you can enjoy it. And then I'm like, yeah, I've still got those 5 days. I'll come Monday, go back to work until Friday. And even then I've got the weekend. And then people go, oh yeah, you know, it's your birthday, like a few days for Bloodstock. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Cool, you know?
Yeah, that's the thing with it as well. I think if you spend too much time focusing on Bloodstock, like, because the weird thing about it is that like, it feels to me like it's meant to be next week.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like so, like, you know, you're seeing so much hype about it, so many countdowns, so much excitement about it. And then you're like, oh, there's still like one whole full week before we're even into Bloodstock week.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, try not to think about it too much.
Yeah, exactly the same. I think it'll be there and set up. That'll be the moment where it's like, okay, now I can relax. But, you know, excuse our playing it down. That's just for us personally. We are stoked for a lot of the bands on this bill because it's a very, very busy bill. Obviously spread across 5 days instead of 4 this time. We are going to kick off with the Wednesday bands, of which there are 5 playing. Basically, Wednesday is your new Thursday, you know, for the weekend ticket holders. You get 5 bands playing in the Sophie stage. And those 5 are Anakin, Ward 16, Raised by Owls, Beholder, and Onslaught. This is a pretty strong lineup for me personally across the 5. The one band I wasn't particularly familiar with was Anakin to begin with, the first wave band, but that's now changed because of their recent release. I think it's as of today, actually, of their brand new album. Brand new album. Not the debut. The debut wasn't like 2011, 2012. They've been around a while. Progressive death metal, and the new album is really, really strong. It's a bit of a banging. Go check that out over on the site. So yeah, Anakin's a great start for me.
Yep, I haven't listened to the new album and I don't really know anything about them at all, but hey, it's Wednesday. Who else am I going to watch?
That's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. These are the only bands. You've got no clashes, nothing to worry about on that side of things. But it's progressive death metal. I think you can get on board with that to a degree, you know. Not wankery either, not progressive wankery.
That other genre. the genre of progressive wankery.
Yeah, you know the bands when I say that. You know what kind of bands are doing that.
Yep.
Ward 16, they're the next one. So this is the again bit progressive rock band with kind of a shock rock thing going on as well. This is certainly up there as one of the more exciting ones of the entire weekend for me.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. I didn't know an awful lot about them really until, I mean, obviously the most recent album, and they released a single from it recently as well. It's called the Babadook or whatever. I think the single, which is one of the tracks from the album.
That's right. Yeah.
But I think the weird thing with Ward 16 is I kind of became interested in them because they seem to have quite a heavy social media presence. There's a lot of like I see a lot of posts from them, and obviously the image and that, it's quite eye catching. I remember like being like, oh, who the fuck are these guys? And then reading it, and then they said in like I think it even says it actually on the Bloodstock thing. I'm going to check now. Pretty sure it does. Yeah, inspired by a whole host of musical masters like Alice Cooper, Maiden, Rob Zombie, Diablo Swing Orchestra, but that wasn't the one. And it says, and Avatar.
Oh, of course, of course.
And I was like, oh, okay, this sounds pretty cool. And then so I kind of got interested in what was going on with them because of like the whole kind of image and their inspirations and stuff like that. And became a fan, I guess, after all of that. So yeah, it'd be pretty cool to see them. I think it could be one hell of a show, man. I'm really looking forward to them.
Yeah, I am as well. And the latest album, Metamorphosis, was pretty damn good. Obviously, they're a concept band, so to speak. In regards to the Whittingham Asylum and Psychoberry, the front woman, and the story behind that. They've also, as of today, time recorded, released a brand new single called "Burn the Witch," which is pretty damn good as well. So I imagine we'll get to hear that at Bloodstock. Cool. Raised by Owls. Now, this is an interesting one for me. So this is the extreme slam, grind, death mesh that is Raised by Owls. Chances are, if you don't know the music and you're within the rock and metal world, you know Raised by Owls because of the comedic chops they have.
Yeah, and that's how I kind of came to know them. The lockdown vids and even after lockdown though, and it's just vids now.
Yeah,
the thing I like about them is it's very easy. A lot of bands do like little kind of videos and that, and a lot of people try to be funny, but they are actually genuinely funny.
Yes.
And that's the difference. That's what makes their vids good. It's not, look at these silly wankers. It's that these are actually fucking funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like, if nothing else, I wouldn't say I'm particularly a fan of Raised by Owls. I like a bit of grind and all that sort of stuff too. But then I always kind of have like it's a bit of a difficult one sometimes to swing when it is comedy kind of grind, I guess, to a degree, because we're metal and we're also serious. Sometimes it's hard to kind of like get your head into that other headspace, isn't it? So musically, I'm not too bothered. But I've a lot of like love and respect for the band, for just like raising spirits and stuff like that over the lockdown period. So if nothing else, I'll be there watching and give them a round of applause for that.
That's fair enough. I kind of echo a lot what you're saying. I can take or leave the sort of slam, grind, death metal kind of thing, musical in a record more than I can say live. It might get a little bit old. The kind of comedy thing, I don't often love that in a live environment because it just turns into stupid jokes on stage and jokes about dicks and stuff like that. So that's not really what I'm into.
Penises.
Yeah, exactly that. Exactly. Look at me, I'm wearing a dress on stage. Aren't I kooky? That kind of shit.
Yeah.
But musically, I do like a lot of what Raised by, like when I've listened to them, I'm like, okay, I love that blast. Part of me just wants them. I do want to hear them sort of play one particular song from their lockdown sort of videos, just because it was such a banger. It was hilarious, and it's the song they did. Right, like five finger. Right, like if you wanted to write like Five Finger Death Punch. I just want to get that chorus. The Oreo, I'm a big angry man. That part, like, it was so much fucking fun. But yeah, again, it's one of those where it's like there's nothing else on. Why wouldn't I be checking them out at least a bit?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's one of those things, and you come out of Raised by Owls with the idea that I could come out of there being like, that was a really awesome show.
Yeah.
But I doubt, and I'm probably sounding like I'm being really harsh here, I doubt I'll come out of there being like, musically that was amazing. Whereas it can be an awesome show, like with all the comedy bits and the music and all that combined. But I feel like I'm unlikely to be wowed by their, musical talent as such. you know, to come off, they're going like, oh my god, the guitarist solos were the most amazing things I've ever. You know what I mean? It's not going to be more like that was great fun. I think is probably the best I can hope from it.
That's fair. I think that's there. That's the hope.
Sorry, Raised by L's.
No, this is the thing. We're saying this now as we're stone cold sober on a Friday evening, and I have and I have I've talked in front of a video camera for nearly 6 hours earlier on. So I've had to swallow loads of tablets to fix my throat, and I'm on coffee and all this. So right now it's like, oh, but by this point, by time Raised by Hours are on, coming off the back of Ward 16, I hope to have a decent enough buzz on that it won't fucking matter, and I'll just love it no matter what. Beholder are the next band, who actually split up like 4 years ago and are now back for this one-off event, British progressive metalers. Beholder are kind of like a legend in this sort of underground scene, but I don't know I really that much buy them, if I'm honest.
No, I mean, I don't really know anything about them other than, you know, the stuff that I've read about them in Bloodstock. Yeah, I really don't.
Yeah.
You know, I saw that it's obviously there are very heavy connections to Bloodstock, and you know, members of the Bloodstock kind of organization team, and you know, that it's kind of cool that even though I don't know them, that for the fans, that people that are big fans of them, the idea that they're kind of coming out of retirement for this kind of one big show at Bloodstock, you know, with the family and all that. So I think that's really cool. So yeah, I'm all for that.
And I think they've just said a reason why I do want to check it out and check them out at least for a period is because I've never seen Beholder live and I'm likely to afterwards. So check them out now and experience the sort of.
Isn't Simon Hall the front man for Beholder?
I don't know if he's the front man. I know he's in the band. I don't know if he's the front man. I don't know. I don't know well enough.
No, it does actually. Yeah, no, it does say. In April 2017, frontman Simon Hall called it a day.
There you go. Cool.
So,
yeah, just to be able to get a box ticker for me.
Yeah, it'd be cool. It's a nice thing, I think.
Absolutely. Which brings us to the headliner of that Wednesday, I almost said Thursday, and it is Onslaught, the UK Thrash Masters. I feel like they should need no introduction, but, you know, I know thrash isn't for everyone. This is a band that started a very, very long time ago, but in recent years have felt re-energized and are doing stunning things. The latest album is a banger. Generation Antichrist, August 2020, if you can believe as well. So they've not had the opportunity to really play these songs live. You know, I love talking to them. I did an interview with Onslaught as well, and it was one of my favorite of last year. This is a big deal for me, Onslaught.
Yeah, for me too. I was talking about it the other day, and it's like, it's just weird because I feel like I should be a massive Onslaught fan, like huge fan, because, you know, I do like thrash. They've been around for such a long time. They've had such a huge impact on the thrash scene in general. Like, you know, I know they've had splits and hiatuses and whatnot, but, you know, legendary 80s albums, legendary like 2000s albums, you know, they've been around forever. And I just kind of feel like I'm one of those bands every now and then that comes along, and I always like, you sit there and you go like why am I not a huge Onslaught fan? You know, and I listen to some stuff. I've listened to the new album. I've listened to some of the more recent albums. I don't really know a lot of the oldest albums. That'd be the truth, like the 80s ones and whatnot. But I love it. And you just kind of think like, why haven't I got an Onslaught tattoo and a giant fucking patch of them on my back of my jacket and whatnot? I don't understand. So yeah, it's a bit of a bucket list one for me. And kind of like cover up some of the shame I feel for why I'm not really that familiar with Onslaught.
Oh, it's an excellent opportunity then. Okay. We've got a lot more bands. We're going to go to the Thursday now, where every stage but the main stage is open. So what we're going to do is we're going to start from the very bottom of the bill, work our way up for the Jägermeister stage, work our way up for the New Blood and the Sophie, and then on the other days, the main stage as well. So Jägermeister, the opening band on that small stage is Tortured Demon, which is the thrashcore band from Manchester, UK. Of course, we did a reaction video as part of our Bloodstock weekends kind of thing, and I quite enjoyed what was going on there. I want to kind of see Tortured Demon purely as much curiosity, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. We checked that track out, and I remember really enjoying it. You know, I thought it was really good. And I think it started off with the whole, oh, they're kids, let's watch it because they're kids. And by the end of it, you kind of forgotten about that, and you're just happily enjoying the song as a song. So yeah, I want to see them play live. I think it's awesome. How cool is it to see like the next generation there? Like, for some of us younger than our own kids, that we're now sort of standing there with your kid cheering on people that are younger than them. I think that's awesome, man. So yeah, I hope it really goes well for them. Yeah, and I want to check them. I want to see them too.
I'm pretty confident they'll get a big crowd too. Shackled.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, Shackled is up next, and they got a blend of heavy rock, classic metal from the East Midlands. Been running since 2010. I don't really know anything about Shackled. Do you?
No, nothing at all. Not a single thing.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Yeah, there's really not a lot to say. Can't really say it's one of those where it's like, oh, I want to see them or I don't want to see them. A lot of these bands where we don't know anything about, it's often going to be a whole, well, there's nothing else on, we'll check them out, or that kind of thing. King Corpse are next, a band I do know. This is the sludge 4-piece from the Black Country. These guys do excellent, excellent work. Nice and nasty. Love a bit of sludge. Love a bit of sludge from the Black Country as well. For some reason, sludge from the Black Country always seems to have this dirtier sound. I don't know. It's our New Orleans almost,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Again, I know who they are. I'm not the biggest fan of the sound, but I'm also like, I do find gems in it that I get on board with every now and then. So, maybe these are one of them.
Okay. Bad Earth. So this is one I'm not too familiar with. A bit away, like hard and heavy metal with earlier influences, which are stoner, speed, groove kind of thing. I can't really say much about them.
Yeah, I don't really know anything about them, to be honest with you.
Fair enough.
I know nothing.
We are not the seers of all metal. Hopefully, come the end,
especially not on this lineup.
yeah, very much so. And hopefully, come like the end of the festival, we're able to look back on some of these bands and talk about it and go, oh yeah, we ended up checking them out and they were really, really good. We shall see. Master Charger, been around a while. Obviously, from the Midlands, 3-piece who are rock, doom, sludge, metal, formed like 2006. I mean, going strong ever since. From Ashes, like a couple of different bands as well. I do enjoy a bit of Master Charger. When they were added to the bill, I think they were added as part of a kind of a bunch and they got buried a bit. But yeah, so I quite like Master Charger.
I recognise the name, but I can't think of a single thing of theirs that I've ever listened to. I may well have done, but I can't think of anything. So
okay,
I will say they're great with no reason for it.
Following them is Axiom, the Birmingham instrumental progressive rock and metal band. I really like these guys. I am, weirdly enough, a big fan of progressive rock and metal played instrumentally. For some reason, that often grabs me a little bit more than the kind of when they've got vocals over progressive rock and metal. Because I don't know, maybe because I'm listening directly and I'm not being distracted by vocals and I'm hearing a lot more intricacies in the guitars and the bass and stuff like that. So I do quite like Axiom. They're fairly new around as well. They've only been around like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't actually know who they are, but I like the idea of the instrumental.
Okay.
I'm a fan of instrumentals.
Then we've got Milliner, who are a 2-piece. A 2-piece is very interesting. I don't know really anything about these guys. I think it might be like power violence, thrash, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know anything about them either. Just trying to see if I can pick anything out of it, but it just says they're a 2-piece assault. So okay, you're giving me much to work on here.
Yeah, that could be any style of metal. Okay, Ghosts of Men, alternative rock. So it's a 2-piece again. I don't know anything.
I like the picture.
The picture.
Sorry, I clicked into the band and I was like, oh, on the lineup.
No. That's it. They're the headliners of the Jaeger stage. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It seems like we should be going in lots and lots of detail about it, but we're literally looking at the lineup, looking at the bands as we go through it, and it's like, well, if we don't know them, we don't know them. The idea is hopefully we will.
I mean, it sounds like they could be interesting. Even just from like the little write-up at the beginning, it says nicely heavy 2-piece alt rock, sometimes described as a pair of ne'er-do-wells with a combined mental age of 7. And other times hailed as geniuses of the genre. So it sounds like it could be very interesting, if nothing else. So
Fair enough. Let's move on to the New Blood stage, which is open on the Thursday. So starting early in the morning, the very first band of the weekend to hit the New Blood stage is Helvexia, who are fairly new, 2016, and describe themselves as a mix of doom, gothic rock, and mellow death, which is all things I really, really like. Doom, gothic rock, and mellow death. I mean, that sounds great.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I like the mellow death part of it. Like, hey, mellow death, and then best not go ruining my mellow death with any of that bloody doom stuff, mate.
Like it's just going to be 3 songs split into 3 distinct parts. Here's your mellow death. Here's your doom, goth rock. Up next we get Odysseus, which is someone I don't know. I do not know them either, but they're fairly new, formed as of 2019. They released a single this year. Yeah, I can't really. It's all a bit of a block in this one.
Yeah, I don't know them either. I think it's probably Odysseus. It's probably the name. I think it's like a Greek thing, isn't it?
That makes more sense than what I said.
But yeah, I don't really know anything about them. Oh, actually, yeah, it says in there, shared interest in Greek mythology. There you go.
There you go. That's it.
I didn't read that before I showed my education. That was good, man. No one's going to believe that now. Technical death metal, apparently. So, like a bit of death metal.
Exactly.
Technical as much as you want. Still death metal. So, yeah, cool. Should be nice and heavy.
Yeah, got no issues with that. Then we get Sulcura, who I do quite like. I've heard a fair bit from them, from Bournemouth, the UK. I really like them because these are one of these bands that are heavy, but have that ability to get you grooving and moving in a bit of a pit. This is one where the energy is going to be quite high. I can really see them absolutely nailing their show.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I don't think I know anything by them whatsoever, but it's nice to see something that doesn't have the word doom in the title. So yeah, all for something a bit different.
Yeah,
groove.
Yeah, absolutely. Followed by Riptide, who are thrash metal from Huddersfield. This is crossover with Evil because the frontman of this is the lead guitarist and vocalist, who's also the guitar Adam Smith, who's the guitarist of Evil. So I didn't know that beforehand. Yeah. That's kind of cool. It's some more thrash, right?
Yeah, I do know these as well. So I'm quite happy. Yeah, it'll be good. I hope.
Yeah. And then up next is a band I think we're fairly more familiar with now. Again, got a Bloodstock reaction video from us. It is Casket Feeder, who do death metal, inspired by the Swedish death metal scene, with a bit of that hardcore groove sledgehammer shit going on. Yeah, man, Casket Feeder. This is probably the first band on the New Blood stage I can look at and go, I'm definitely going to try to be there for them.
Yeah. I didn't know an awful lot about them until we did the reaction, but I really, really like that song. So if that's anything to go by, it should be very good.
And we continue from that, man, into Slave Steel, the London heavy metal band, who I find is hilarious. Talk about a 180. I hadn't heard of Slave Steel before I went to a show, a lockdown show or a socially distant show back in October 2020. And the Taboo Mud were the headline band. And before them was a band called Slave Steel. And we sat down our seats and they left some bits about them on the table, looked at it too much. They came out and truth be told, they weren't brilliant because there was a bit of a sound issue, at least where we were sitting, where certain instruments were just so loud. And I liked the energy, but I wasn't brought into it. But we ended up chatting to them over the next couple of months, and we ended up getting their single, their latest single. And me and Brendan, we did a reaction video to this song. Holy fuck. That was incredible.
Yeah. I was blown away by it, man. Yeah. Absolutely blown away by it. I remember it must have been every Friday after we did the reaction, just straight onto my Apple Music to see if it was available yet. Week after week after week until it was finally available. And while it's, and I have listened to, I've gone back and listened to other stuff by them as well, but it was that song Dream of Decadence that really fucking sold it to me, to the point where, I'm sure they won't, and I don't want them to, but if they would have just come out, play Dream of Decadence, drop the mic and walk off, I'd just be like, fucking smashed it. Smashed it.
Oh, yeah, I think they're up there easily, and it's going to be hopefully a brilliant show for them. The Best Medicine, hard rock metal band. Don't know anything by them.
No, never. Name doesn't even ring that slightest of bells. So
Good eater.
they like beer.
Ah.
Like beer. So cool.
Good eater.
I know who God Eater are. Yeah. Death metal band from Scotland, Glasgow in particular. Very, very heavy. Technical death.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too familiar with them, but that description alone is death metal from Scotland. I'm like, yeah, sweet. That sounds right on my straight.
As Metal Hammer said, mind-bending technical death with a head full of mad ideas.
Well,
apparently.
Yeah, well, you know, Metal Hammer, we can trust them.
Well, they said it. Must be true.
Of course. Penfrey Gold. I mean, this is a band I've known for quite a while. Recently, as of the time of recording, it's not gone up. It goes up this weekend. We did a Bloodstock reaction video with Dan specifically for this because it was so far out of Dan's wheelhouse, you know, loving his metalcore, that the idea of just doing an old school death metal band like Penfrey Gold ended up being quite a lot of fun. And the end result of that was that Dan really didn't like it, obviously, but he was.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. But he was intrigued enough to say like he wanted to sort of see how it would sound live, and I was kind of like, well, that's a success. Like if the made you go, you want to kind of see it live.
Yeah,
I'm stoked.
It's kind of weird with Penfrey Gold, to be honest with you, because you kind of feel like, I'm sure they haven't been. I don't know how long they've been around, but for some reason it feels to me like they've been around forever. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I think it's only like 2015 or 16 or something like that, man. But it's like 5-6 years ago. But for some reason, I just feel like they've been around forever. But yeah, I'm a fan too. Like it's raw, heavy, fucking metal, and so it's good, high energy.
Last time they played, they were on the Jaeger stage, I think 2019, and we weren't able to see them then. So hopefully, we'll be able to make up for it this time.
Yeah.
Progressive death metal from Birmingham. More progressive death metal in the form of As the World Dies. The thing is, I might know this band, I might not. The name's a little bit too generic for me to be sure.
I think we probably know the members of the band. It's basically people from Ashen Crown, Memoriam, and Penfrey Gold, and another band called Victor Monaco, who I don't know. But
yeah, we go.
It's an underground supergroup.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Oh, amazing. Okay, we're getting to Battleborn now. It's Battleborn, and it's power metal. Battleborn have been going a little while. Quite enjoy Battleborn. Not always the most interesting power metal for me personally, but if I've got time and there's nothing else on, I certainly wouldn't mind checking out a bit of power metal because there's not a lot across on the bill overall.
And that's exactly the reason for me. You know, it's like it's like click on every band and it's some form of death metal. There's the variation is that this one's not death metal, this one's technical death, and then this one's progressive death. So yeah, to see somebody else come in with a slightly different bit of a palate cleanser as such,
Hell yeah. And the headliners of that day, the Thursday night, is the psychedelic sludge trio. That is Kurakuma, a band I'm sure right up Brendan's straight. But
yeah, I was just thinking there as you said that, if there's one thing that scares me more than the word sludge, it's when they put the word psychedelic in front of it.
I'm stoked for them. I didn't know anything about them pre our feature, and through that I ended up listening to a lot of their music, and I'm really like, this is going to be actually really fucking awesome. You know, if I was allowed to smoke weed, it'd be the sort of shit I'd want to get high to and then watch.
Right. Yeah, I weirdly, I don't even know. I mean, other than the feature that you put up, I don't even know their name. So I guess I've just bypassed this one at some point if it's ever come my way because of not being the biggest fan of the genre.
No, fair enough. Let's jump to the selfie stage then as we work our way up through the Thursday. For the first band on that day is Mother Vulture, who appeared to play a bit of blues rock / punk. I like blues. I like blues infused into other music. So for me, I know nothing about them, the description, the idea of bluesy punk, to me sounds like complete opposites. So I'm like, well, how the fuck does that work?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It could be interesting. There's lots of cool little like statements that come up in the little things about them and make me interested. What people are saying. When a group of absolute barbarians, maybe a fifth of your age, remind you of everything you love about rock and roll.
Fair enough.
So, I don't know. That sounds pretty cool, man.
Okay. Yeah. Thunderous Jones. I don't know anything about this band. Kind of described as being a bit prog influence with a bit of djent here and there. Lots of harmonies and melodies and riffs. Can't really say much about them.
Nope, I like the name though. I don't know why, but I like the name. Thunderous Jones. Just sounds interesting.
Okay. Ashen Crown. Ashen Crown, of course, Midlands-based metal band that can be called death metal, but there's a lot more to them than that. You know, you've got a little bit of sludge here and there. You got a little bit dirty. They've got some damn killer ass riffs going on. Ashen Crown, this will be breaking of the cherry for me. It's one of those bands that it's about time that I get around to seeing them. So yeah, looking forward to them. Yeah,
same for me. I've liked them for a long time. You know, I really have, and I also haven't seen them, so yeah, it's a must see for me. Looking forward to it.
Talking of must sees, though, it's Luna's Call next, a band that we were aware of pre-Bloodstock a couple of years back when we actually chatted them and saw them and chatted and interviewed them there. And since then, of course, they have released a certain incredible album that is one of the most insanely progressive things I'd ever heard. It's called Void. Make sure you check it out. It is stunning. This is one of my, spoilers, I say now, it's in my top fucking 10.
Yeah. Void fucking, it feels like they blew up from it, you know, and rightly so. It is still such an amazing album. So it's one of those turning points, I think, not necessarily hopefully for them as a band, but, you know, as much for people listening to them, you know, where, like you said, we were aware of them, we liked them, then Void happens and it's like, yeah, okay, these guys are the real fucking deal. You know, so yeah, it's an exciting one.
And that continues into motherfucking Earn. Just call it Earn, not motherfucking, but just Earn. Who are in London. They are a mix of just heavy metal, bit of thrash, sludge, technical metal. They've got all this stuff going on. New album, Serpent and Spirit. It's one of my favorite of the year. Can't wait for Earn. Cannot wait.
Yeah, I've been a bit more of a slower burner on it. Slower earner on it. Sorry. You know, I know you've been shouting about them for ages, and we did one reaction to the instrumental. I can't remember the name of it, from the album. I enjoyed that very much, and then just because I know that there's a bit of hype coming, at least from your corner on it. I've been trying to get into it, and then it's taken a while. It's been a slow burner for real, but I am not quite at your level, but I'm close to that now. I had the t-shirt and vinyl arrive. It's really weird for me. It's like I became a real fan last week. My t-shirt and vinyl arrived a couple of days ago, and then I'm going to see them next week. It's like this smallest love affair in the history of a band,
It's the shortest super fan sort of segment ever, it's incredible.
Yeah.
That little trio there where you go Ashen Crown, Luna's Call, Earn, that is incredible.
Yeah, that's really, really, really strong, that, isn't it?
And then we hit an interesting prospect. After all of that, we then hit Seething Akira, who they are a combination of metal, electronica, dance music, drum and bass with a certain level of heaviness. This one is, it is an interesting one for me because I really don't care that much for them overall. However, the new single is a bit of a catchy banger.
I haven't listened to the new single, but then I never really listened to anything by Seething Akira because as much as I wish them well and everything, I'm not a fan, like in any way. I've heard plenty of the music in the past. Maybe I need to give the new single a go to just see if I still feel the same about it, but I don't like them. So, like I said, just don't wish them any ill or anything like that. I hope it goes well. I'm sure a lot of people will enjoy it, but it's unlikely I'm going to be anywhere near the stage for that one.
Truth be told, we will have just come off the back of Ashen Crown, Earn, and Luna's Call. We're likely going to go take a break, no doubt, at that point, and rather than stand and get annoyed about or not like Seething Akira. It's not on my list of care. I like the new single, but overall, there's not me. I can't see me standing here for half an hour, particularly following Earn and going, so it'll just be let everyone who wants to enjoy it. I'll fuck off somewhere else.
Yep.
Forlorn World. I know nothing. I know nothing. Even the description is so vague on the Bloodstock page.
Yeah.
Other than a founding member of Bloodshot Dawn, Josh McMorran, I really can't think of anything about them. I feel like I might have written a review for an album a while back, but if I have, it's gone out of my brain.
Yeah, I don't know anything about them either. I doubt yet we have, because it says they only formed in 2019. You know, so just before COVID. You know, the idea of it sounds interesting, like whatever it is. I'm trying to work out, is it just Josh McMorran? Is it a one-man thing? It says the intention of weaving an epic narrative plot together. It's a story of a man forced to take a dark path, finding revenge and redemption. The epilogue of a great saga in a fictional universe. It kind of sounds weird, like a kind of concept thing. But yeah, don't know.
Fair enough. Up next is Famine. The sort of doom-driven, kind of psychedelic, pummeling heaviness of Famine. This is one I don't really know what to say a lot about. I am interested in Famine. I do like Famine's work. However, without going into too much detail, as of the time of recording, my understanding is they're without a drummer. You can go find out exactly why yourself. I'm not talking about it in this video. So I'm not entirely sure what the score with Famine is.
No, I don't really know an awful lot about them. I know they're a Kent-based band, won Kent Metal to the Masses a few years back. You know, and with us being Kent-based, I guess that's probably where my, like, as far as my loyalty to it goes. It doesn't sound like it would be my cup of tea straight off the bat, but, you know, I just don't know enough about them to really say.
Fair enough. Let's move on then to King Witch. Again, don't know anything about them, but the combination of music intrigues me. That 70s classic rock mixed with modern metal. I do like a bit of that kind of occultist, heavy rock from the 70s. I do like a lot of bands that do that. So that's kind of up my street.
Yeah. Yeah, again, yeah, it sounds all right. Yeah, it sounds pretty interesting enough. It's like Sabbath and Candlemass sort of stuff. So
yeah,
fans of both. So yeah.
The Crawling from the Northern Ireland place. The Crawling are a great fucking band. This is one where you get that real heavy noise. Not quite doom, not quite death, but not quite metal, like outright heavy metal either. Really, really enjoy a bit of The Crawling.
I must have heard some stuff by them. I can't think of anything by them, but yeah, sounds like stuff I would enjoy, but can't remember a single thing.
Then we hit I was going to say the controversial one. It's not controversial because it's not controversial on the bill. It's more, I meant, controversial for us within our unit as to what happens here. It's Hacktivist, the grind metal crossover unit. We ended up doing a Bloodstock reaction video to them. And the thing about Hacktivist is I really can't quite get on board with what they're doing, but I admire it so much for the boundary pushing and the crossover potential it has. I kind of want to watch a bit of Hacktivist just so I can say I've seen a bit of Hacktivist and been able to judge it that way.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't. You know, like, it's the same thing again. I, you know, no ill wished on them. I hope it goes really, really well, and I'm sure a load of people are going to enjoy it. It's just not for me.
No interest even in just like curiosity check out?
No, we curiosity checked out a video for a reaction. I've seen enough.
Okay, and then the headline of the last band of that
I'm such an old fogey.
that was a proper cranky response.
Get out of my metal.
The headliner of that day and the last band for Thursday is, of course, the legendary Lawnmower Death. What's your thoughts on Lawnmower Death?
Never seen them, so you know, yeah, it's the whole bucket list thing, really, for me, to be honest.
Agreed. Same. They're a band I've never seen. They're a band I swear I should have seen because they're often playing support or playing a lot of venues and bills I'm on. Just never happened. There's no excuse here. Basically, the last band is not clashing with anybody. Yeah. We jump to Friday and every stage is open. So let's go through the Jaeger, working our way up. The first band is the amazing instrumental duo of Wall. This is sort of not the side project, because that makes it sound like it's a rude thing, but it's like from the brothers of Desert Storm and the Grand Mal. Wall are brilliant. They've recently released Volume 2, their second EP. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah, this is a must see for me.
Yeah, you're saying so much about these guys, and I'm just sitting there thinking, who the fuck are these? Yeah, awesome. I have no idea who they are. That's the truth. No idea.
Nope, fair enough.
Yeah.
Black Emerald. Don't know anything about them. Apparently, mix of rock, thrash, stoner, progressive. That's a lot of mixes.
Yeah, again, to be honest with you, I think that most of the stage I'm going to be saying the same thing now, but I've never heard of them. Don't know anything about them.
Ale of Adam. Black country-based two-piece metal band. Straightforward again, coming out of Black Country, so that immediately gets me a little bit like, oh, okay, all right, good music comes out of Black Country.
Yeah, and it could be really, really cool, but I'm just reading the stuff on it, man, and I'm like, oh, it could be great. But first of all, there's a bass and vocalist and a drum and samples. That's the only instruments. I've got no guitars. They create a full, powerful, and unique sound through the use of different effects, multiple amps and octaves, brought together with slap bass, an array of techniques, intertwined with hard-hitting dynamic drumming. It sounds interesting. I'm not going to lie, it sounds interesting. But where's my damn guitar?
You want a riff? You're going to riff, man.
A riff, man. And I don't want it through a fucking machine. But yeah, no, it could be interesting. It sounds interesting.
Godless Sons. This came out of Zocalo, who call it a day a while back. It's kind of like a mix of stoner, doom, sludge, southern groove, that kind of thing. This has got I don't know much about them, but it screams kind of groovy, relaxed, that kind of feel, you know?
Yeah. Doom.
Whoa, yeah.
It could be all right. I like the southern groove sort of idea. That's pretty cool.
Well, southern groove is always cool. The headliner of the Friday in the Jägermeister stage is Haxon. Haxon rock. It's as simple as that. They rock. They're good fun. They're good energy. I enjoy a lot of their head-banging ways.
Sorry, I wasn't waving to fucking fly. Yeah, just sitting there going like that. Yeah, again, I've got nothing. I genuinely, other than I don't know what there's a whole cat thing going on, but for some reason, but yeah. Are they a 5-piece? The 3 of them and the 2 cats?
Yeah, that's them. The 2 cats play drums, 1 stick each.
They sing. Yeah, just doing that the whole time. No, it could be cool. I don't know anything about them, but it's a bit of a energetic rock, hopefully, so it could be interesting.
It is exactly that. Reviewed their album White Noise, the latest album, which was a lot of fun, a lot of good energy. We've done a feature on them as well. They had some awesome words to say about what they're going to do at Bloodstock. I really like Haxon. Me and Dan did a Bloodstock reaction video to him. Dan didn't like Haxon, but then it wasn't metalcore. So what are you going to fucking do? It seems like no matter what you throw his way, if it isn't got a blast beat and a breakdown, Dan don't want to know.
Youth today.
New Blood stage then. Starting from the bottom up, we've got Terminal Sun, who are simply a 5-piece extreme metal band from Sheffield. Good music comes out of Sheffield. Extreme metal. Don't know anything about them. Sounds good.
Yeah, it does. It does. It sounds very good. Yeah, I quite like the idea of it, to be honest. A corrosive mix of death, doom, and black metal. And it says 80s horror films in it as well. Their song combined nuclear threat, extreme science, biological experimentation, and 80s horror films.
That's quite intriguing. Yeah, that's definitely got an intrigue there.
We're interested.
Well done. Severance, who were described as a vibrant, tech-infused adaptation of nu metal from North Wales and Chester as of 2007. They've been around a while. I don't know anything about them, but I'll be honest, man. I'm still in that mind frame when I hear nu metal. I don't get. I get a bit.
Yes, I do as well. The only thing that I guess I give these guys a bit of a pass on it for is the fact that they're from 2007. Which was really, I know it's kind of the tail end of it, but it was still probably around in some forms then. This isn't like necessarily a brand new band trying to recapture the nu metal sound. This is just a nu metal band somehow still going. So fair play.
No, that's a fair point, Brendan. The voice of reason about nu metal bands. Check it out.
Yeah, just voice of reason about nu metal, just never about doom. Or about this fucking fly. Sorry.
Oh, the fly. Okay, that's all right. Perla, seem like they're up for Perla. I don't know anything about them, but by look of them, it's all about hard rocking good times.
Yeah, I don't know anything about them either. Yeah, it's one of them's got a bandana on, so
There's a clue.
they must be. That means it must be fun. That's what it means, doesn't it?
Yeah, but still, Panther wear bandanas.
Oh yeah, yeah, but a lot of people think they're fun.
Oh, that's true.
Hailstorm, fun, not necessarily for us, but.
Ooh, it's throwing some shade at Elstorm. Okay, let's move on before we get in trouble. Up next, it is Insurgent. Now, Insurgent, pre a few days ago, I knew nothing about Insurgent. I now know, having listened to their upcoming new EP, this is the future of metal. This is a band that I can confidently say in a couple of years' time, maybe a bit longer than that, but in years to come, Insurgent will be the kind of band that people sort of referencing as, oh yeah, well, did you see them on the New Blood stage? And like, did you see them back when they released their first EP and things like stuff like this? Kind of like the way, I can't remember what they're called now. Fuck. Oh, that band that me and Dan always argue over. Oh,
God knows, you two argue over everything.
Yeah, that's true. It doesn't matter. But either way, Insurgent, I think there's big things in their future. I think there's some real talent in that band. And this is one I'm definitely going to be checking out.
Well, because I'm so lazy with writing reviews, I haven't heard anything from them, so I know nothing. So I'm just going to take Carl's word for it and say that these guys are going to be the biggest thing ever. Step aside, Metallica, Insurgent are coming.
Oh, I mean,
is that right? It like not quickly. They're coming slowly, right? Soon.
Okay, yeah.
Metallica might be dead.
The awfully titled band Beyond Extinction. I don't mean to be mean there, but when I see band titles like that, I'm like, come on, man. How forgettable is that? Beyond Extinction, Essex based.
Was that done on purpose? That was like you'd forgotten already because you said Beyond Extinction, but it's Beyond.
Oh, no, I didn't. Beyond, yeah, that's terrible. Beyond Extinction. I don't mean to be mean because I love the sound of their music. It's kind of like heavy, as Essex-based metal, but it's such a shit band name. I'm like, who's going to remember Beyond Extinction? And I'll explain.
I mean, I hope they're really, really good because I guess because obviously they were. I know it wasn't really done how we would have liked it to have been done, but they were the chosen band from the Metal to the Masses Essex. So you know, I'm expecting them to be of a pretty good quality because Essex turns out some pretty fucking great bands.
Yeah.
I was a little bit bitter unfairly to them when they won because I was kind of banking and hoping on Firesky winning because I would have really wanted to see Firesky play Bloodstock. However, you know, for these guys, you know, and we know how good Firesky are, just like the previous winners, Goat Monsoon, and we know there's some really good bands in there. So I'm hoping and expecting a lot from Beyond Extinction. You know, for them to have been looked at alongside all these other bands and said, yeah, these are the top of the pile. So, I mean, congrats to them, first off, you know, young band, 5 teenagers.
Yep.
And it could be really, really good. It could be really good.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully it is. Desolation, a 4-piece melodic groove metal band from Darlington. Melodic groove metal. I mean, yeah, again, I love that kind of music.
Melodic. Woohoo. Yeah. I don't know anything about them, but I like the sound of it. So, great.
So, as I was saying a minute ago, like I'd explain why Beyond, I forgot her name.
Extinction.
Beyond Extinction. Thank you, Brendan. There's too many bands because I'm looking at the next one.
It's like it's stuck in my head. I can't forget them.
Beyond Salvation. 2 bands along is Beyond Salvation. And you kind of sort of see where it's like, Jesus, guys, using a heavy metal name generator much here. Metal band from Manchester, UK with thrash styles in them. Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything by them. Don't love the band name, obviously, but, you know, thrash, heaviness, Manchester. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, it could be pretty cool. It's like, it seems like they got quite a, you know, a bit of a genre mix-up going on, strong influences of groove and death found in, along with hardcore-inspired vocal delivery.
Yeah.
So, yeah, could be cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Sound of Origin. So this is described as being like a mix of Desert Sounds of Chaos, the godlike riff of Black Sabbath, and the spiteful dirge of Weed Eater. So this screams desert rock, desert metal to me. And I'm a huge fucking fan of bands like that. So yeah, game for these guys.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Wouldn't say I'm quite as big a fan of the whole desert sounds thing, but
What about Sail? They play melodic, progressive, alternative sludge metal. All of that's up my straight. Absolutely up my straight.
yeah, I mean, I like the melodic, progressive, alternative bit of sludge mixed in with the rest of that sound can work really, really well. I like the idea that, you know, it says they focus on dense atmosphere and big hooks and riffs and stuff, so it could be good to see.
Yeah. Elder Druid, who I do know, they're from Belfast and Northern Ireland, and they play Doom Sludge, and they're very, very good at it. These are a band that I often find I use the word, like if I'm writing a review or I'm talking about them, I always like to use the word reverberate, because it reverberates around your skull.
I also know who they are. I think they're a very strong band, a very, very good band. But I don't love the music, you know, that's the truth for me.
Oh.
But, you know, you can see talent, can't you?
Yep.
I know they're good.
And following that, then you'll probably have a bit of energy. You'll need a bit of energy, should I say. It's Broken Jaw, who have that kind of punkish metal vibe about them. A little bit old school, a little bit new school. There's a fair bit going on with them. They can be fun. There's a lot of musical instruments in them.
Yeah, lots of energy, lots of aggression. Could be a good pick-me-up.
Absolutely. And the headliner for the New Blood stage is, oh my God, I'm going to try and say this. Colpochleisius. Think that's close?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I would have gone, I mean, I think it's close either way. I could be wrong too. I would have gone Colpochleisius.
Ooh,
I like but we're both somewhere around there. We just won't chant their name in case we're wrong.
Or wait for them to say it.
Colpochleisius.
Or do that really awkward thing where you've forgotten someone's name, so you're trying to get it out them and being like, so
that's the beer, isn't it? You go, Colpoch.
Yeah.
Colpoch.
From Liverpool, 2014, extreme brutal death metal. Yep, that's fine. Love a bit of extreme.
I like it. Yep.
We jump to the Sophie stage where we find King Creature. Do enjoy a bit of King Creature. These is a band I find really easy to headbang along to. Simple.
Bands love the word king, don't they? King everything. But yeah, sorry. Anyway, I do know King Creature. I can't really think of anything off the top of my head, but yeah, be fine.
It'd be fine. There you go. That's
fine.
Yeah, that's a round sounding encouragement. Deified.
It'll be fine.
Well, Deified.
That'll be fine too.
Angry metal with Deified. That's their thing is going to be quite a sort of passionate experience. Very, very in your face. Yeah.
This is probably a band that Dan would appreciate more, you know, reflecting some of the worst parts of today's status quo.
But if it's not metalcore, we'll stop doing that. We're shading him and he's not here to defend himself. Up next, then we get Agronia. Of course, the South Wales blackened death metalers. Obviously quite familiar with this band. We did a Bloodstock reaction to them. Didn't love that track, but I will give the band credit for literally jumping on there and commenting and acknowledging Dan's reaction to it as well. I do like Agronia, so I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, me too. I'm a fan. Again, it's also a genre that's not massively represented, you know, so bring it on.
Yeah, absolutely. Dog Tired from Edinburgh. Love a bit of Dog Tired. Nice and heavy metal. You've got that cool mix of having like not necessarily progressive elements, but it's a bit more elaborate while also just sort of having that stompy groove. So I do quite like Dog Tired.
Yeah, so do I. Yeah, I like them too. I think they've got a bit of a, I don't know, not classic as in classical sound, but as in that old kind of just what was just heavy metal, you know, before genres. You know, that kind of, I don't know, but you can say that they're the kind of entombed Pantera sort of metal sound before everyone had to be separated off into little tiny genres.
Talking of which, then, Gargantua, who play a mix of progressive doom and post-metal from the Midlands in the UK. I really like Gargantua. I'm a big fan of progressive. I'm a big fan of doom. I'm a big fan of post. Put it all together and chances are you're going to please me.
And disappoint me. I don't know. It depends. I'm being overly judgmental for no reason. I don't know the band. Could be great. No idea. Know nothing about them.
Fair enough. Primatia from London, melodic heavy metal band. I don't know them. Doesn't even ring a bell.
I don't know them either. But hey, melodic heavy metal, all good.
Shrapnel, thrash metal. This is thrash metal straight up. Been around a little bit. Do like a bit of Shrapnel. Not like, high on my list of what to see, but if there's nothing else going on, definitely check out a bit of them.
Yeah, I agree. Don't really have much more to add.
Raging Speedhorn. Caught Speedhorn previously at Bloodstock. Part of me is quite intrigued to sort of see them here as well, because it's been a little bit of a while. Do enjoy a bit of Speedhorn.
Yeah, same. And it seemed to, again, I know they haven't been, but it feels like they've just been around for eternity.
1998 was when they first formed. Obviously, that big break in the noughties.
They're a great band. They're strong. They're consistent, mostly consistent. They're a popular band. They'll have a big crowd, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
And it'll be energetic and aggressive. So yeah, cool.
And the new album is a banger. Talking of banger albums, though, it's Evile, who, when they first kind of formed way back in 2004, I never really got into them. I never really cared that much. But that was 2004 when I was still coming out of my new metal phase, wandering around in the pop punk world and stumbling across Dimmu Borgir. So I wasn't quite into the heavier side of things. But Evile now, I'm a huge fan. Evile have been killing it. And the new album was a banger. Really excited. It was one of my top 10.
Yeah, I think, I don't know if they were one of my top 10 or not, but I'm the same as you. I don't think I was a fan really until the most recent album, which I really, really enjoyed. I know you did an interview with the band, and it was a really good interview, and it seemed like a really great bunch of guys as well, which also helps. So yeah, I'm excited to see them play. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, sweet. And we continue into Conan, who I should have seen live a few last week, but COVID be damned. So Bloodstock will be when I check him out, and I'm looking forward for a bit of meaty metal.
Yeah, same. Never seen them, so yeah, it'd be cool. Look forward to it.
Which brings us to the headliner of the Friday. It is, of course, should need no introduction, people. It's Napalm Death. Are you ready to grind? I've caught Napalm Death at Bloodstock, and holy shit, I never really cared for Napalm Death. And then I went and watched Napalm Death at Bloodstock, and they were the second best band of the weekend for me. I couldn't believe how good they were. So yeah, it's Napalm Death.
Yeah, I've seen them a fair few times, but not for a long time. So I'm a fan. It's it's fucking heavy. It's gonna be great. I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, it's been years since I've seen them. I saw them actually, weirdly enough, or at least I always think that. I mean, I'm going back like fucking 30 years, so I could be misremembering, but I'm pretty sure I saw Napalm Death at the first Machine Head gig I went to, when I didn't go to see Machine Head. But Machine Head were one of the support acts. Napalm Death were there, and Skin Lab as well. So that would have been like my second or third ever live show when I was like 16, 17, perhaps.
Long time.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I've seen them since then as well, but that's just like I don't know. I always have that memory.
Okay, the main stage then, because it's now open. We're on the Friday, and we opened the first band up to try and get everyone's attention. Is the extreme metal band Fetal Juice. I like a bit of Fetal Juice. I don't know if I'd watch like half an hour, 45 minutes of it, but I can enjoy Fetal Juice.
Yeah, I don't think I really know an awful lot about them, but musically, I like death, grind, black, so yeah, I'd enjoy it, I would imagine.
Divine Chaos, they're up next. A band I've just never really been able to get that much interest, if I'm honest. Their sort of brand of metal, aggressive noise, a little bit of thrash here and there, progressive, and so on. This has never really ever caught my attention.
Same for me, really. I've never really become a big fan of it, but maybe this is the time if I get to see them.
Svalbard. This is one I'm very intrigued for. I mean, we have members in our group that are kind of insistent upon seeing this band. So that's kind of going to potentially drag me along alone. What I've listened to them, I really, really enjoy. They could be putting on a hell of a show.
Yeah. These I mean, I could be lying if I said I knew anything about Svalbard prior to the kind of couple of reactions that we've done in the last month or so. I enjoyed both songs that we reacted to immensely, one more than the other, but I enjoyed them both. You know, I since shared the same two songs actually with Nick, another guy that comes to Bloodstock with us, and he actually messaged me back about 5 minutes ago. He asked me for a list of all the bands that he could try and get into some, you know, and obviously there's no point in me giving, like, you know, Nick the extreme technical death metal ones, but I was like, I'll try these out, and the first one I had a message back on so far is Svalbard are awesome. So
cool. That's
yeah. Yeah, so I'm actually, you know, based on the two songs, these bands, like a band that I had no interest in seeing whatsoever, has become one of the bands are one of my most interested in seeing. So,
ooh, okay, cool. All right, a bit of thrash with Old Schoolers, Acid Rain. I can't say I'm particularly like excited for this, like Acid Rain, over like a lot of other bands in the bill. But if I've got nothing else going on, I'll watch a bit of it.
yeah, I'm kind of the same. You know, I know a lot about Acid Rain. I know a lot of Acid Rain. I don't think it's ever really for me set the world on fire. You know, as a band, they're solid without ever, you know, kind of rate going above that. So yeah, if I get to catch some of it, I'd be more than happy with it.
Cool.
But I'm not overly bothered.
The band I am overly bothered about comes next. It's Loathe. Loathe are one of the bands of the future. They're coming from Liverpool. They play such fascinating mix of metalcore that leans towards the heavier side of things with some seriously passionate displays. I'm hoping that this is the making of Loathe in a sort of Bloodstock live environment where they're like, okay, we've got an opportunity here and we are going to show what we can do.
And I actually, even though I know you and Dan have spoken about them regularly, I know nothing about Loathe. Although I do think I've seen Loathe before as support to While She Sleeps potentially, but I might be wrong. Maybe that was somebody else.
No, I don't think
I
Dan's seeing While She Sleeps
maybe
in September, and Loathe are supporting them then, and that's kind of a big deal.
Okay, maybe that's where I saw it, and I was like, oh, have I seen them? But yeah, so I don't really know anything about them. I kind of feel like I should probably check out some stuff before I go there. They're reasonably high at the band for a band I've never heard of, other than from hearing from you people like you talking about them.
Fair enough. You do know Venom Prison, though. Of course, it's Venom Prison returning to Bloodstock, a bit higher up on the bill, and hopefully not feeling so lost on a big stage as they did when we first saw them. I've got high hopes for Venom Prison here. Yeah,
so have I. Yeah, I'm really hoping to wipe out the memory of the first time I saw them, really. Replace it with a much better one. And I think it will, because I think as a band they've grown phenomenally in the few years that have passed. So yeah, I think they will really lay down a marker, you know, this year, and be one of the bands people talk about for long after Bloodstock.
Check that out, man. Great words from Brendan. Wild Hearts. Look, I get it. People like the Wild Hearts.
Reverse that statement.
I don't.
Sorry, I was like, yeah. I couldn't give a fuck about the Wild. It's just so. I mean, you know, I think it's kind of great. I don't think it's great that they're there. I think it's a slightly different change up in sound. So I'm kind of okay with that, you know. And I think it'll be good energy for people, and I know they've got a lot of fans. So I'm happy for them and I'm happy for the fans. But the reality of it is that unless I'm just walking past, is the only time I'm going to catch any of the Wild Hearts.
Yeah, exactly that. That's it. And truth be told, I'm like you. I'm actually glad that Wild Hearts are there and the following band, because shit, I need a break every so often. And these are the kind of like, sweet, I've got something else to do kind of thing. Because up next is Skindred. Now, I need to explain to people what it is about Skindred, why I don't really care for them anymore. I like the band, I respect them and stuff like that, right? But many years ago, I saw Skindred in quick succession. And I'd never really been a fan on record, but I was told to go, there's so much fun. Oh, it's great banter on stage, it's good fun and all that kind of thing. And I went and I saw them. And then it was true. Yeah, I thought it was great. I thought, oh my God, it's funny, it's clever, he's a good talker and all that kind of thing. And about a month later, I then saw them play at Ozfest at the O2. It was that show. And I watched them repeat all the same jokes, do the same skit. And I was like, oh, this shit's scripted. This isn't natural. And it stuck on my head. It really bothered me. And musically, I like some of what they do, but I don't like it enough to ever get excited, you know? And the whole Newport helicopter thing, it all just seems so gimmicky to me. And because of that whole, like that gimmicky stuff mixed with the fact that, oh, you did the same jokes on 2 different stages, like 2 different places. I think one was at Download and one was at Ozfest. Yeah, I think that's what it was. And it's like, oh, like that kind of really stuck in my craw, man. It's a weird reason to not like a band. I know, because they seem so lovely.
I'm just thinking in my head, let it go, Carl, let it go.
No, right?
It's been years, mate. I'm not a huge Kindred fan. I never have been. I did go to see them the last time they played at Bloodstock though, because my missus really wanted to, and you know, I'd kind of dragged her around to see God knows how many bands. It was like, all right, come on, I'll come and sit with you.
Yep.
Watch a bit of Skindred, and that would have been the first time I've seen Skindred. I didn't get my tits out, but being the first time I saw them, you know, I had the same reaction to probably the first time you saw them, which was like, okay, this is fun. This is fun. Everyone's having a great time. It's very nice. You know what I mean? It's good. So I enjoyed the show, weirdly enough. Not enough that I then came out and was like, oh my God, I need the whole back catalogue. I've got to go and see them again. But I enjoyed it for what it was, you know. So I wouldn't be surprised if I find myself dragged to see them again this year. You know, so yeah, but you know, like I said, they're kind of weird one with Skindred. They're almost like inoffensive and harmless. You know.
Truth be told, they're probably going to pull in one of the biggest crowds of the weekend. I am expecting that. So, which brings us to the headliner of the Friday night. Somehow getting his ass all the way over from Canada land, isolating for 10 days beforehand, as are the rules, building an entire British fucking band so he can give us this fucking show. It is the inimitable, the legend, probably the moment that most people are going to break down if they're having an emotional moment. It's Devin Townsend. And as we've got closer to Bloodstock, I've been listening to a lot more Devin, and I'd gone through that phase where I was excited, then I wasn't excited, then I was, and then I wasn't, and then I just wasn't for a long time. Now I'm excited again. I'm excited because of this, though, major reason. It is no longer by request. So basically, I'm not going to get lumbered with 3/4 of Strapping Young Lad because everybody wants to hear heavy songs. Just give me the Devin stuff. That's the best shit, which is the project and Devin Townsend. He'll throw in some Strapping Young Lad for those that want to stand there. But come on, guys, you've had metal all fucking day. Let me have songs like Spirits Will Collide. Give me those songs over fucking Strapping Young Lad screaming, please.
I would have bawled my eyes out if Spirits Will Collide get played.
I was thinking about this earlier on. I was thinking about this, and I reckon, I mean, I'm convinced he will because he's been playing it live in almost every show he did beforehand and lockdowns and stuff like that. But my God, I'm trying to learn the lyrics because I'm convinced that
I know them. I know them off by heart, mate.
There are some that I struggle with because of how they're said, but I've been reading them on my phone because I was thinking the parts where it's the choir or the group singing, that's us. That's us, yeah. Right? And I don't want to be singing that shit back.
I want to be singing it with tears pouring down my face when he comes in with the next line, calm yourself down.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, I will. I'll calm down. I mean, like, you know, I'm in the same camp as you. You know, I'm a much more recent Devin fan, and because of that, I've never seen him. So the idea that the first live shows post everything that's happened will also be the first time I see Devin. Oh, and he happens to be headlining at Bloodstock. It's just like, it's going to be a lot. Can't wait.
Agreed.
I cannot wait. And I mean, obviously I want certain songs to be played, but to a degree, I also don't care what he plays. You know, I know that, you know, he's not a fool. He's going to play. There's certain songs I'm pretty sure we're definitely going to hear because they're staples of his live set. But I don't really care, like, to a degree. You know, the whole thing, the whole picture, being there, watching him walk out on stage, stand there for an hour, don't have to say nothing. It's all good. I feel emotional when he put the picture up of him coming out of Heathrow.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it was Heathrow. I don't know where he was. Queen's Terminal. I mean, that brought a fucking tear to my eye. It's like, I almost wanted to like start fucking trolling every other band just with the picture and just going, see what he did. See
Yeah.
what he did to get here. But yeah, so I can't wait, man. Honestly, it's gonna be amazing.
Devin, if you're watching because you're bored and locked in a hotel room, give Brendan Spirits Will Collide, but give me Hold On, please. Can I have Hold On?
Look for the ball. Yeah, but no, I'll cry at that one too. Or Grace. Don't play Grace either, because I'll cry at that one too.
ER.
But yeah, basically, look for the bald man screaming the lyrics out, but he definitely can't sing, crying his eyes out.
Oh, very good. Let's jump to Saturday then as we go to the morning where the Jägermeister stage is open, and we begin with Zookeeper, alternative metal trio from the southwest of England. I don't know them.
No, I don't know anything either. It says integrating vicious metalcore inspired riffs with emotionally driven lyrical content, though. It sounds pretty good.
It's yeah. The new Sun has me intrigued. It's a solo project of the Gargantua frontman Scott Taylor. So, that's quite intriguing. Alone, sort of doing his own thing on the stage.
Oh, even a picture of him alone in the woods.
Yeah.
That's terrible. And he looks sad about it. Like, where's the rest of the band gone? It's an acoustic EP, so, it's be interesting. Acoustic kind of set, really, at the New Blood. I don't think I've ever seen an acoustic set.
No, Jaeger.
Sorry, on the Jägermeister stage. I probably have on the Jaeger, actually, yeah.
Lowen. I don't know anything about this band, but they really intrigue me as they're a Middle Eastern progressive doom band from London. That there has me intrigued quite a bit.
Yeah, it sounds interesting, doesn't it? I don't know anything about them, but yeah, it definitely sounds interesting.
And then playing...
That's very interesting, really. Science fiction and the epic backdrop of space meet the ancient world to form a stage for the exploration of the pain and longing of the dysaporically dispossessed. Sorry, carry on.
Then we've got Primitai, who are back again on the Jaeger stage. I believe this might be a stripped down acoustic set. I can't quite remember. I know they're not basically playing twice. There's a reason why they want to build twice.
Yeah, I guess they're doing something else. Yeah, usually it's stripped down, isn't it?
Yeah. And the headliner of that day is the fucking phenomenal Mountain Caller. When I saw this band added, and then I saw that they were added to the Jaeger, I was like, put them up higher. My God. Like, they deserve an attention. Progressive instrumental from London. I am a big fan of Mountain Caller. This is one of the probably most anticipated bands on the Jaeger stage for me.
I agree. I'm also a fan. And again, like earlier on, the instrumental thing is great. I think sometimes it's all you need, to be honest. So yeah, I think they'll be really good. The band are definitely aiming to check out.
Cool. Black Atlas. They're a stoner grunge rock band from Bedfordshire. Don't know lots by them.
Don't know anything by them.
Okay. A Horse Called War. I always get confused when I read that name band because obviously there's a Pale Horse.
Death.
Yeah, called Death. Band as well. It's not the same thing.
And there's Warhorse, which is like a Spielberg film.
Yes.
On a theatre show.
And a wrestler. From 2005, formed in 2005, UK sludge sound. Don't really know much about them.
Nope.
Kinzoku?
No, nothing.
No.
Nothing.
Mixing thrash, prog, death, and metalcore. It's a lot of mixes. I love it when basically they just start listing every genre they're influenced by.
Yeah, that's really what it is, isn't it?
Yeah. So, are you
playing metal, man?
Mm-hmm. Ascarius. I do know of Ascarius. Been running for a little while now. Actually, almost next year or the year after will be like their 10-year anniversary kind of thing. Extreme metal, leaning towards death, that kind of thing.
Cool. I don't know anything by them, so it sounds like I would like it.
Iron Tooth. Bit of thrash with groove in them.
Hole-based thrash groovers. I don't know. Again, I know nothing about them, but musically, sounds like sort of stuff I like, so that's good.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about the New Blood stage, this is where you go to find bands you've never heard before.
Yep.
Cottonmouth. I really don't know anything about them.
No. Solid, catchy and solid hard rock. So Soothing leads, dynamic vocals, thundering rhythms.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair play. Sounds interesting.
Hawks, and that's HAWXX. I've never heard of them. I've never heard of them at all. Looks like they might be playing a bit of like heavy rock.
Yeah, it looks like kind of way. Sorry, I was just reading something right up.
Yeah.
Greece, Wales. So from Greece, Wales, England, and Bahrain. But it was the line after that where it says Hawks aim to bring diversity and inclusivity to the rock and metal world and reform the standard sausage fest. Sorry, that's why I chuckled. But they're not wrong. But I like it. It sounds quite interesting, to be honest. It sounds quite interesting. I can't quite see what they're playing.
No, it doesn't really give us much of a description on that one, I'm afraid.
No.
Nazu. Oh, I don't know anything about this band, but I'm intrigued. Oh my goodness me. Absolutely. Seems to be progressive metal.
Oh, I like the picture.
Heavier side.
Lovecraftian monsters.
Mm.
Composed of various personality disorders, progressive metal, and the offcuts of any genre they can find. Yeah, it sounds interesting enough.
The Ghouls. Again, don't know really anything about them. I know they lean towards Doom, the sort of British Doom scene.
Right. Oh, good, because I was worried that there wasn't going to be enough Doom on the lineup. Ooh, thank God.
Yep, you're safe. A Grey Stag. Nope. Struggling with this one.
It's another Is Northern Ireland? It says Irish, but I'm assuming it's Northern Ireland. What with the travel restrictions and whatnot? But...
presumably, yeah.
Yeah, no idea.
Okay, all right. Devil Fire. I think Devil Fire have been around a fair bit of time recently. I think they have. Maybe not. I'm not sure. But this is leaning towards that kind of like heavy rock, little bit of metal, that kind of thing. Energy music.
What is? Oh, it's classic rock.
Mm.
Sorry, I was struggling with the NWOCR.
Oh.
I know what the TH, the B, all that stuff is, but yeah, it's new wave of classic rock.
Yeah, that thing, innit? And last but not least, the headliner of that stage that we've struggled our way through, it is Hannibal War, who we previously saw playing Jägermeister stage when they were last there. This is something that's fun, but it's also high-powered riffage, that kind of thing. I like Hannah War.
Yep, they're one of the 4 bands that were the last show I went to.
Of course,
Dream Troll, Hannah War, Riot City, and Traveller, and they're always fun. You always have fun, even if in your head you just go, "Oh, can I be bothered with it one more time?" Promise you that the minute you're in there watching it, you're having fun.
We jump to the Sophie Lancaster stage where Netherhall, the Midlands-based alternative metal band, are doing their thing. Do you like a bit of Netherhall?
They come up to 11 now. Sorry, I'm keeping a kind of tally of pictures in the woods. So I think I've got 11 so far. I wonder if they're all in the same forest, because it says a lot of them are from like the Midlands and Black Country. I wonder if they're all in different parts of the forest on the same day.
Big forest.
Yeah, I don't know the band. Oh, I think I do know the band, actually. I say that like I don't, but the name definitely rings a bell. Definitely does. So, but I can't think of anything from them. So
yeah, we've covered them in the past on the site. Up next is probably maybe my number 1 band of the weekend to see. It is, of course, Video Nasties. The fucking heaviness that these guys bring, the absolute cacophony of noise that has also got so many more elements to it as well. It's not even they're saying that, oh, it's extreme and death and stuff like that. I think Video Nasties is just one of those bands you need to go check out.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think they're a very, very great band. Reacted to them on the channel. That's when you introduced them. I know you're a massive fan. So again, because I know you're going to be there watching them, I'm like, all right, let me try and get into these guys. And yeah, I'm very much enjoying their debut album. Can't remember what it's called though, for the life of me. What's it called?
Oh, you put me on the spot.
Put you on the spot now, don't I?
Oh,
where is it? Surely it's written in here somewhere.
It's fuck. Why has my mind gone blank? We end up doing this, and then my mind goes completely.
Dominion.
Yes.
Yeah, which is a very, very good album, man. And I think this is going to be great. I think this is going to be really, really great. And I actually, I think there's possibly, we're not massive pitters at festivals, but you know, there's a couple of bands on the lineup where I'm like, oh, I think I could see myself in the pit for this.
Yeah.
You know, and I think these are one of them.
Agreed. Terra 4. According to this seems like we're leaning towards more a grime-infused metal band here again. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about them, so you know, don't want to jump the gun or anything, but yeah, I mean, it does say riff-infused grime. I don't understand some of the terminology. Riff-infused grime shutdown. I don't know what that means. But anyway, yeah.
Don't know.
They're going to shut it down.
Boom, as the power goes off. King Goat. Don't know anything by King Goat at all, but the description is intriguing. Sort of evolved from traditional doom into epic doom, classic prog, black and death metal. I mean, everything there is up my street.
Yeah, another King band. Love a King.
It is.
King Creatures. We've got King Goats. We're not playing this time. We've got King 810s. King. Yeah, it's every. So yeah, I don't know anything about them. I mean, it sounds better and better to me as their genres go on. You know, starts off a traditional doom, as like, then it goes to epic doom, as like, oh, then classic prog, like, oh god, and then we end up at black and death metal, and I was like, hey.
Oh, very good. Baylor. Don't know him.
No, I don't know them either. 9.
Party Cannon. Bit more slam death metal in that kind of having fun aspect that Party Cannon do. Put it this way, Party Cannon are on a slam death bill, you'll always notice them because of their logo stands out more than anyone else's. Yeah,
they definitely stand out. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know them when they were announced, but there was a very, very positive reaction to them being announced.
There was.
You know, so it's made a lot of people very happy. So fair play.
Viscera. Viscera are kind of like made up of members of a lot of big kind of bands and seem to come from the sort of world of leaning towards death metal, but with touches of the sort of metalcore, that side of things with them as well. I don't really know anything by them.
No, I don't know anything by them either. Again, another name that's been around for a while, but yeah, it's that kind of deathcore sound. That's Die Art is Murder sort of style. So
with a bit of stompy groove.
Stompy.
Winter Phylith. Obviously, should know a new introduction. I've seen them at Bloodstock a handful of times now as well. Black metal from the UK. They can be stunning, but it can also sometimes struggle when on like the main stage at Bloodstock. I think they struggle. This being in the Sophie Lancaster tent a little bit later on in the day, it might be the making of them, particularly coming off the back of another great new album.
Yeah, I know they're an astonishingly talented band. They really are amazing. So, you know, I'm almost happy they're not on the main stage. You know?
It's funny that way.
But yeah, I think it'll be great. I think sometimes like it's the sound in it, you know, it gets lost in the wind and it gets lost in the people talking around and all that, you know.
And the atmosphere.
So, yeah.
Else in it.
And if nothing else, it's nice to eventually in the lineup come across a band where I'm like, I confidently know this band.
Yeah. Ramajink then, progressive metal from Scotland, been going a fair bit of while. I mean, these guys are big. These guys are as big as you can possibly get while being underground, so to speak. I've never seen them live, so the kind of band I do kind of want to see just because.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely, I agree. I don't know why. I feel like we did see them live. I thought they were at Bloodstock the last time we were there, actually, but maybe not. Who knows? It was all so long ago.
It was 2 years ago, yeah. Memoriam. Again, these are one of these where I'm like, you know, I would like to see you live because obviously your status more than anything else. But would I call myself a big fan? Do I really know much by them? No.
No, and I'm exactly the same boat. Don't know an awful lot about them, but if I can pop my head in 15 minutes, be like, I'll either enjoy it and stay for the rest of it, or I'll be like, oh, well, at least I checked out a bit of Memoriam.
Agreed. And the headliner of that night is Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons. Now, this is a bit of an interesting one for me because I do like Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons. I enjoyed their on record and catching a bit of them live as well. But in the last couple of weeks, they've swapped singers. They've replaced singers, and that's kind of thrown a bit of a spanner in the works for me because one of the things I do really like about Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons was the vocals. And it's like
Right.
the first experience, I guess, of this new vocalist is going to be at Bloodstock. And I'm not against it. I'm not like, oh, whatever, like that kind of thing. I'm presuming the guy is a very talented vocalist. But
Yeah, I mean, it's unlikely he just, picked up some random from the street. You know what I mean? So,
I can take or leave this one. It's one where I'm not massively bothered by it.
yeah, no, I get that. I mean, I'm not bothered by it either, to be honest. And I quite like them to a degree. I don't say I listen to them a lot. I guess it's Phil Campbell and it's a legend. So I'm more likely to pop my head in to just take a glimpse of Phil Campbell and be like, oh, there you go, I've seen Phil.
Yeah.
Right, where are we going?
The main stage then on a Saturday, we kick off with Borstal, who I think is such a great opening band for that day. This is that kind of hardcore energy, very Brit infused, The latest release was an EP, At Her Majesty's Pleasure. I did really end up liking it. I ended up really liking it. I think it's just one of those great kind of like energy inducing openers.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Yeah, should be good. First band on the main stage, so hopefully they get a bit of a crack and
Followed up by Conjurer. This is a big show for Conjurer, I think. Main stage at Bloodstock. I think being down early in the morning could work good or bad for them. I'm hoping their sound really sounds massive on this big stage. I'm hoping they're obviously going to potentially play some new old music, because obviously Maya is 2018 now. So, I'm looking forward to Conjurer. Big fan.
Yeah, I'm a big fan too. I mean, I'd be surprised if they... Oh, you never know. I was going to say, I'd be surprised if they play anything new. They're going to get like half an hour early more than the main stage. At a festival slot. Most likely thing you're going to do is play 5 or 6 of your big hitters in it and try and leave people remembering rather than take any risks. But,
That's true. You are right on that front. Okay, up next is an interesting one. It's a band I don't get. I struggle with. I can see the appeal to a certain, dare I say, age group. But this is one I couldn't really care less about. It's Wargasm. I'm not on the hype train.
No, I'm not on board either. I could not give a fuck about it. I didn't know who they were, and then I started seeing like pictures and stuff going on, and then I was like, yeah, I don't understand. That's the thing. The thing is, everything I read about them is, and even in the write up and here, nothing tells me about what they do musically at all. It just keeps pointing out that she's an international model and he's a DIY veteran, and that they came together as 2 strong personalities. But what do they do? Do they just stand there? I mean, I know, don't get me wrong, I know I could easily press play on a fucking video or something and check it out, but I have no interest in it. What I wanted to do is say, and they together make, I don't know, they're like the fucking like Jack White, the White Stripes or something like that. Like, what is it you're actually doing? I've never seen a single picture of them with an instrument anywhere. Even the picture on the Bloodstock thing, they're just standing there again in front of what looks like a swimming pool. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess if nothing else, it sparked conversation with me to the interest of like, what do you do? I will probably need to go and see just for 5 minutes to be like, let me go and see what they do. And if they're just standing there, then I'm going to be really disappointed.
I imagine they got something going on. The next band certainly has a lot going on. It's Malevolence, which is just. I hope I get to see this, because I think this is the shit why I stand and I watch Pits, because I think Malevolence is going to cause some fucking chaos there. Big fan.
Yeah, no, another band that were very, very big, like happy announcement. I know they were replacing other bands, but so there were many people that weren't happy. I think a lot of people were sad the other bands were leaving, but everyone seemed pretty fucking chuffed that Malevolence were coming.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, no, same. I think I will make a point of trying to see some of Malevolence.
Sylosis. I'm less stoked about Sylosis than when they were first announced for 2020, because that was off the back of the new album. I've not really listened to it since, but I'm still a fan.
Yeah, so am I. And I like Sylosis. Thought the comeback was kind of cool. They came back, they released a great album. Like you said, yeah, it's kind of softened in your mind a little bit. Same with me, to be honest. because it's just been a long time ago now. But they're a good band. They've always been a good band when they were around. So I'm interested enough to hopefully catch some.
Agreed. Okay. While She Sleeps. It's While She Sleeps. The fact they're even on this bill, I find is amazing. I'm stoked for them, and I'm stoked to sort of see, hopefully, them generally just take this opportunity at Bloodstock. However, it comes with a caveat, and this is that they treat it differently. E.g., I just don't want them, and I know people are going to disagree with this, and that's fine. I don't want them coming out and just going, well, let's just do our download pilot set. Just don't, please don't do that. Fair enough that there'll be songs in that and stuff like that, but bring something different. Bring us some reason why, when you play Bloodstock in 2021, the first time you've ever played Bloodstock, you made it stand out. Don't just do your download pilot set, please.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird one. I mean, obviously, I'm very happy for While She Sleeps. Got a lot of love for the band, and I'll definitely watch them. That's the weird thing with everything I'm about to say. But they're definitely not anywhere near a band that I'm hyped to see.
Yep.
And that's probably just due to the fact that I've called on them, not massively, but called on them a little bit over recent albums. I'm still very happy for them. I'm still excited to see them, and I'm hoping for the same as you, really. I think in a normal year, maybe it would have been unlikely that While She Sleeps had been booked for Bloodstock. Maybe not. I don't know. They were moving that way, weren't they? We've had Parkway Drive, but we're going to have Bury tomorrow, and so maybe they would have eventually ended up there too. But they've always been kind of more of a, I don't know, like a download and
Reading and Leeds,
Reading Leeds, that sort of band. So it'd be really cool for them to come here and rip it a new one. I would really be impressed with everybody just being like, "Fuck me, that was heavy." Yeah, do you know what I mean? I really wanted to kind of rip it a new one. I'm hoping for the best, but I'm not excited.
That's a really good point. I don't think I'm that excited about it either. Like I said, I just hope for something that makes it one of the most memorable While She Sleeps shows. And we've seen While She Sleeps quite a bit over the years. So we are fans. Basically what I want them to do is play Love at War. Just stop being dickheads, play it, and then I'll remember the show forever.
Yeah. Play Love at War. Now, I'm hoping, I don't even know what I'm hoping for, to be honest with you, but I want something different. And I think maybe this is partly, it's not just that I've called on them a little bit, but I think it is because we've seen them a lot. And in my head, I'm like, okay, they're going to play Hurricane. They'll probably play a song from the new album or two. Probably the more energetic ones because they know it's a Bloodstock crowd. But I'd just like to see them shock me, man. Come out and surprise me. Do something that I haven't seen before. I don't want to see the same thing. It's going to be the same jumps, the same guys doing, everything's the same. And while the music speaks for While She Sleeps, and it does, and it still does speak to me for the most part, I'd really like to see them come out and surprise me, either, I don't know, something different in the stage show, something like that. Turn the decks off and have some fire.
Interesting. We shall see. Paradise Lost. I believe, from what I understand, this is no longer Draconian Times in full. It's just Paradise Lost playing the best of, which perfectly suits me. It's interesting as well. Is this yesterday? As of the time recording yesterday, I did a track-by-track write-up for Draconian Times in full. And that album, it's the first time I've listened to that album in full. The album is brilliant from beginning to end. It actually is. I'm like, oh shit, that would have been quite good live. But a best of Paradise Lost is appealing to me.
Yeah, me too. I'm definitely more up for a best of than the album, because I would never be able to say that I've ever been a massive Paradise Lost fan.
Yep.
So any album they played in full, I was gonna probably be like, oh, I know that one song, and that would have been the end of it. With a best of, I'm hopefully gonna know a bit more. I'm gonna enjoy it a bit more.
Agreed. Cradle of Filth, and we go back to a statement. We cut several statements that were just being made about While She Sleeps that are going to apply for me here for Cradle of Filth. I'm not excited. In fact, if there was something better on, I'd probably give them a miss this time round, purely because I've seen Cradle so many times. What I would want if I do see Cradle here is I want something different. I mean, properly different. I want different songs. You've got such a back catalogue. I want something that isn't just what we got last time. And unfortunately, other than maybe debuting a new song, obviously as of today recording, they released a brand new single for an upcoming album. Other than that, I think it's just going to be Cradle by numbers. And while Cradle by numbers is still great to watch, I've seen them too many times to get excited about that.
Mostly I would agree with it, and I do understand it, and I'd love them to do something different as well. But for me, I'm still excited to see Cradle because I don't know why, but no matter how many times I see them, I feel like I could see them. I feel like I used to see them every December. Like that was their thing, London Astoria every December. You know, and I know it's weird this because I know Cradle and Marmite, and I know there'll be dickheads in the crowd, and it'll get really annoying with people complaining about Danny's vocals.
Yep.
You know, and that's actually the thing I look forward to the least about Cradle when they play at a festival like Bloodstock is the people around me. You know, but I don't know why. I just don't feel like I've ever personally seen Cradle bad. Not really, really bad. I mean, like I always come out of it with enjoyment. And again, here I'm like, okay, they're going to have a slightly longer time. Bit more of a show, hopefully, you know, a bit more time. You know, they're always plenty full with the pyro and the sparks and shit. Anyway, I still think they're buzzing, man. Like off the last few albums, you know, like really, really smashing it. I don't know. I'm excited for it still.
I have to interrupt you. Did you just lower your seat?
Yeah. Sorry. I was like, I just lowered it down. I didn't mean to lower it down as much as it went, but it just kept on going. I was like, oh shit. So yeah, so that's why I was like, just keep getting lower. Right, okay. I'll be back up soon.
And the headliner of the Saturday night is Creator, obviously the German thrash metal legends. The thing about this, I'm not overly stoked about it in the sense that I'm excited to sort of see it. What I am hoping for from what they've sort of said is it's likely and hopeful to be the best visual show maybe of the weekend of the headliners.
Yeah, quite possible. Yeah. I mean, they seemed absolutely stoked to be headlining, which I think is great in itself. I very much like modern Creator, you know, so I am massively excited to see this. This is, I was gonna say it's not. That's the problem because of Devon. It's not the headliner I'm most excited about. It's the second most exciting headliner for me.
That's fair. That's fair. We shall see. Right, Sunday, last day, back to the Jägermeister stage at the start. And we begin with Spectral Dark Wave, who apparently plays some form of industrial terror music. Yeah, okay. Don't know much about them. Don't know anything.
No, don't know anything. No, nothing. Dark Wave, though.
Move on to the Howling Tides. We've got a bit of classic rock here. I don't mind the Howling Tides. I can enjoy their music in sort of small chunks.
I don't know them either. This going to be an easy session for me. Don't know them.
Trilobite. I don't really know anything about them. I'm trying to find something that might describe them, but again, some of these sort of write-ups that you get on the Bloodstock descriptions can be horrendous for not actually saying anything.
Yeah, this is one of them.
Yeah, it's one of them. So if we don't know them, without sitting here and throughout this long video already Googling everything, we can't have just to go off that. All right, sorry about that, Trilobite. We'll move on to Boycott the Baptist. Looking forward to this. This is one of our features coming up. Yeah, the time recording's not going up yet. It will go up. And I'm excited for this because
I'm going up.
I'm excited for this because it's two-piece grindcore punk noise. And that just sounds really chaotic, man. I have this image of the Jaeger tent just being a right fucking mess when these guys play, and I'm stoked for that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I don't really know the band very much, but it just says for fans of Pick Destroyer. So I'm like, yeah, I love Pick Destroyer, so I'm on.
That brings us to the headliner, and I think she's played here before. It's Gemma Fox. I'm sure she's played here in one of the years before. Yeah. Don't really.
I personally, I don't know either. That's what I was going to say. I don't really musically know an awful lot of like what she plays. To be honest, again, I'm trying to read the stuff to see if I can pick out, like, is there a genre? Is it just a singer-songwriter sort of thing? Or
I think it's that,
you know, I think
it is that.
Yeah, cool.
Well, good luck anyway. Brings us to the New Blood stage, starting with Wired. Mix of thrash and hardcore. Kind of band members made up of other bands. Don't know them, but thrashy hardcore. I like the sound of that.
Why can't they just be called thrashcore?
Thrashcore. Is that a thing? Sounds
It is. I mean, everything else is like, it's a metal core, death core. Why do they have to be a mix of thrash and hardcore? Why can't they be thrashcore?
it probably is thrashcore, probably does exist, and
Yeah,
it probably means
that's what you
something
are
else.
now. You are now thrashcore,
There we go.
whatever it means. But yeah, either way, still doesn't mean I know anything about them, and I don't. But thrashcore, thrashcore is well renowned for high energy, high octane stuff. So
Sorcerer of Sin, melodic metal. Simple. Don't
melody at Bloodstock.
know. No, where's the death?
Yeah, but yeah, no, that's yeah, okay. Again, I don't know them. I like the fact that they got keyboardists and orchestral arrangements in their band.
These sort of bands are rare this year. Words That Burn. We've got some nice heavy alternative metal here. I like Words That Burn. They've done some good stuff.
I will take your word for it.
Okay, fair enough. Son of Boar then. Here we got groove, man. We got some groove, bit of stoner heaviness, nice and meaty stuff. I draw parallels from Son of Boar to Conan.
Right. Then I shall do the same. I draw parallels to Conan.
Hybridize. Simply called a metal band from the southwest of England. I don't know these ones, I'm afraid.
Nope, but I like metal, so that's good.
Who I do know, and holy shit, this might be the most intense show of the New Blood stage of the weekend. This is endless. This deathcore, death metal, hardcore mix that these guys have. The members that are in this band, this shit, oh man, like it's on a Sunday, so I hope people have the energy for it, but this shit could take off, man. This is endless. It's going to be great.
Yeah, you heard it here first.
I know what I'm talking about. The Ingester. This one intrigues me because of the whole, clowns, and we don't know who they are. But it's kind of that horror theater metal thing. That's what I'm kind of like, okay, I'm intrigued to sort of get I'd like to watch and see,
Yeah, I agree. The fact that they're influenced by the likes of Faith No More and Mr. Bungle and that as well is quite cool. I don't see many people coming out at Bloodstock saying they've been influenced by Faith No More and Mr. Bungle.
You really don't.
So yeah, that's interesting.
Then it's power metal time again for Fellowship. I am excited for Fellowship, mainly as part because we need more power metal on this bill, but also Fellowship are a very good power metal band. Just please, guys, do not waste one of your songs with that song. I just don't. It is Rasputin Rasputin for me. Well, I'm like, look, you do it well, you do it nice, but I fucking hate the song. Just don't do it.
Yeah, I agree. Don't waste the song on it. But yeah, no, I mean, like you said, there's next to no fucking power metal on it. Fellowship are a power metal, and they are a good power metal band. So yeah, I think it'll be well needed.
Agreed. South of Salem. We got some hard rock here. Sleazy hard rock in the South of Salem. Could be fun. Could be fun.
Yep. Could be fun.
Yeah.
May not be.
Dietis. Medium. It's black metal. It's black metal. I don't know this band, but the fact that they're black metal, and it's just that. There's no black and thrash hardcore crossover. It just says black metal. Oh, cool.
There we go. We have a black metal band. Therefore, you instantly become one of my most anticipated bands of the weekend. Interesting.
Definitely. Frozen in Shadows. We've got a melodic death metal band here. I don't know them, but they're made up of members but it's mellow death.
I've got one.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, no, I don't know them either. But yeah, no, it's cool. I love me mellow death. So yeah, great. I'm interested.
Stranglewire, death metal, apparently.
Sounds like a death metal band, to be honest.
And that brings us to the headliner, who should need no introduction for us. It is, of course, Ghosts of Atlantis. Brendan, would you like to take this one?
They're all right. Now they're very, very hotly anticipated for me, man. I cannot wait to see this. I think their album 3.6.2.4 is one of the best albums of this year. I was listening to them earlier on, actually. There's no reason. I was just listening to a song called The Maria again, and I was just like, oh god, it's so fucking good. And I'm very, very, don't get me wrong, I'm over the moon that I'm going to be seeing them. My only unhappiness comes from, I think they are on the wrong stage. I genuinely do. I know it's a debut album, but there are bands on the main stage that have debut albums.
Yeah.
That, in my mind, are a much smaller entity and sound than Ghosts of Atlantis, and I think Ghosts of Atlantis would. I'm happy. Don't get me wrong. I mean, because of the sound, but I don't know. I just feel like the album deserves to be higher up the stages.
No, I understand what you're saying.
We're not talking some amateur fucking band here. Do you know what I mean? This isn't like a Metal to the Masses one or anything like that. These are seasoned professionals, and that's why they're headlining after just a debut EP. And I mean no disrespect to the other bands, because some of them I really want to see. But when I see Ghosts of Atlantis there, and then I see, like, I don't know, Borstal and Wargasm UK and people like that, up on the main stage, and I think, like, how on earth are Ghosts of Atlantis down on the New Blood?
No, I do understand. I second what you're saying. I'll go an extra bit further. Why I particularly don't think they should be on that stage as well is obviously that is a 30-minute set, even a headliner. So,
I where would I put them? I'm going to move them. Where shall I move them to? Let's put Paradise Lost on the New Blood stage. I'll put them in their slot.
There we go. Well, let's move on then to the Sophie Lancaster stage as we kick off with Internal Conflict, who released the new album Aporia earlier this year, about a month ago, maybe. This was a really good fucking album. This is a good opening band for Sophie Lancaster stage. I would like to see these if I can.
Cool. You can.
I
permit it.
Yeah. Gravelines, I feel like I know the name, but I couldn't say for sure.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I was the same. I can't think of anything about the band or anything like that, but I definitely feel like I know the name.
We've got Liberty Lies, which seem to lead towards rock, and they kind of say, but likes of Biffy Clyro, Queens of the Stone Age, and Coheed and Cambria are their influences, which is
cool. 3 bands I don't like.
Coheed and Cambria have released one of the year's best songs. The most recent song is fucking phenomenal. And that's coming from a person that doesn't like them either. Pissed. Oh, Pissed have been, they've been going a good few years now. Like, must be coming up to a decade for them at least. I like a bit of Pissed. It's kind of like that aggressive, no-nonsense thing in your face. I can enjoy that.
Yeah, it's more like stoner stuff again, isn't it?
Vexed. I don't know Vexed at all.
What do they do? They got street credibility, though, according to this.
Ooh, sweet. I ain't got that.
Or, I don't know, maybe it'd be one that'd be interesting for some people. I read the stuff in there and I'm like, I'm not sure. It's like vicious vocal assault, blend venomously, low growl, soaring clean, then razor sharp, rap-like delivery. I don't know. It'd be interesting because I don't know anything about them, so I don't want to be too judgmental. Just I saw the word rap and I'm like, oh, get off my stage. I'm not like that, genuinely.
Bit of Wolfjaw then, where we get some nice heavy groove, a little bit sort of in the Black Country 70s area. Don't know much about them.
Nope, me neither.
What about Black Tongue then, as we get some serious doom with these boys?
Serious doom.
Yeah.
I know Black Tongue. I do. I'm not like, not a fan. To be honest with you, they're okay. It's not really my sort of thing. It's really, really kind of fuzz, kind of low toned, fucking
rumbling tempos.
Yeah.
What about Green Lung then? We get a nice bit of psychedelic rock, bit of proto metal, that thing going on. I do enjoy a bit of Green Lung. This could be one where my sort of very, very tired coming to the end of the weekend sort of experience.
I'm not massively familiar with them, to be honest with you. I know the name. I don't think I can think of anything that they've done. So, nah, no opinion.
Fair enough. Necronautical black metal. And as of the time recording, if you're watching this probably before, there is an interview going up with Necronautical. We talked about Bloodstock. I've been sitting on it for a few weeks, actually. So that's due to go up at some point this week. Necronautical, black metal, great band, great new album.
Yep, agree. I haven't heard the album yet, obviously, but yeah, I'm a fan of the band, fan of the genre. Yeah, should be good.
Following that is some rock and roll. It is Black Spiders. Fuck you, Black Spiders, indeed. A couple of years ago, gone further back, I'd have been over the moon about this. The latest releases I've liked, I haven't loved, which is the EP and the new album. I've liked, but not loved. I think they're on the wrong day. I feel like if they were on like the Thursday, that would be cooler. Being on a Sunday right at the end, I don't know how much high energy you're going to have for Black Spiders.
Yeah, I mean, a few years ago, I didn't really give a fuck about this band, and now a few years later, I don't give a fuck about this band. Sorry, I was trying to build it up like I'd changed it. So no, look, you know, I don't know. It's just never really clicked for me. Never clicked. So you know, very unlikely. I'll be there to watch it.
Fair dues. And the headliner, and what will be the last band that plays that entire weekend, it is the Bloodstock alumni. It is Evil Scarecrow. It's Evil Scarecrow. I really feel like there's nothing we can add or say about them. Am I going to go on my way to see them? Not necessarily. I've seen them a fair few times. I've seen them at Bloodstock a fair few times. But it could be a fun way to end things.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like this has the stench of something special about it, you know, just because of the year and the fact that, you know, what a year it's been and everything. And Evil Scarecrow are always entertaining. Right. I love the way they're approaching their little videos and stuff for this. Is I got basically just playing off this whole idea that I can't even find my guitars. Oh, we are gonna suck. Yeah. You know, I just think, you know, what a feel-good way to end an amazing few days.
It's a good band.
A few sad things about it, you know, like obviously the band changed the lineup, and it's going to be strange to, you know, see them without Brother Payne. Mm-hmm. You know, but yeah, and also like, you know, so it's like that. I think like Dr. Evil was saying a few weeks back, you know, we basically haven't played for the best part of 2 years. We've got new band members we've never rehearsed with. It's going to be awesome. But basically, like, yeah, we're going to suck. But hey, we'll have fun.
Hear that?
Yeah, it might be, you know, I think I think I will probably try to at least catch some of it, you know, and that'll be my last memory of Bloodstock for that year, with a band who've been almost ever present at Bloodstock, you know.
No, that's a fair point. When you put it like that, you make it emotional. I'm going to cry. So let's move on to the main stage. The main stage then opens with a band I never knew anything about up until a reaction video recently. And now I'm kind of like, I just kind of need to check it out to see how it goes. It's Cedar Blot. I don't even know how to describe this band. Folk?
Yeah, I think, I mean, yeah, that's probably the closest you're going to get to like really explaining them. Mm-hmm. This isn't, from what we've seen of the folk metal, folk rock, like it is pretty much like folk. Yeah. It's all, or what is it? It's all traditional, like instruments. That kind of, I know it's not necessarily Mongolian, but it's cast as Mongolian throat singing. And
yeah,
we reacted to a track or two, and the one thing we both agreed on is like, while it's interesting and unique, how does this work in a festival environment with a load of like drunk metalheads? Like, what do we do? Do we sit? We can't pit. You can't like stage crowd surf to it. Do you like sit and applause, or I don't even know what you do.
Yeah,
so yeah, I'm interested to see how it works.
Agreed. But if you are like watching that and thinking, what the fuck is this? I just want to lose my shit to something. Bloodshot Dawn are next. And that's some groovy death metal for you there. I like Bloodshot Dawn. They're a solid band.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're good. Really, really good. Yeah, it'll definitely liven the main stage up, I think, a little bit.
Yep. And then we have to roll out some crusty old timers. I'm joking. Calm down. Don't at me in the fucking comments. It's Diamond Head. I've caught Diamond Head live enough times to never want to see Diamond Head live again. I'm not a fan. Never been a fan.
I don't think I've ever seen Diamond Head live. I'm not sure, but I don't think I have.
Oh, I was about no, right. I'm getting confused. I was about like, no, you were at Sonosphere, but no, we were at the By Request, not the big four shows where Diamond Head opened. That's where my last major memory of Diamond Head comes from.
Yeah, so for me, I wouldn't. I'm not a massive fan. I'm like a lot of people. I know a couple of Diamond Head tracks mainly because they're covered by Metallica.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind if I accidentally caught Diamond Head doing one of those tracks like original. That'd be pretty cool. But that's probably about where my interest starts to disappear.
After that, it's a bit of metalcore with Bleed From Within. I think this is going to be a great show. Bleed From Within have been a bit on fire as of recent times. New album, Fracture, is a banger.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. It's another one that I guess, for me, though, similar to I can't remember who it was, I saw Lotus, which, Fracture come out a year ago pretty much now. And after Fracture, which I thought, I still do think is a great album, but, the buzz from it's kind of waned a little bit. Maybe I need to re-listen to it.
Was it three of us that did a reaction to Bleed From Within when we did a reaction, and I had to cut the entire song out because it got copyright blocked? Were you there?
No, I wasn't on the reaction, but I saw the video afterwards, and I was like, I thought you just fucked up the editing because it did the intro and then it went to the outro, and I was like, oh, okay. Oh no, sorry, there was some talking, but then the outro.
Yeah, I had to cut the entire song, trim the entire song out because that was copyright blocked, not just claimed, blocked worldwide. So it was like, well, I can't put the video up with a song in it, so I've got to take it out. So that's why it's only the talking. All right, Orange Goblin. it's Orange Goblin. I do enjoy a bit of this music. It's never something that, I know the legends, but I'll be honest, I've never been a big fan. And I think at this stage, I'm unlikely to ever be a big fan.
Yeah, I'm in a similar camp, to be honest. Never really massively bought into it. No problem with them. I don't dislike Orange Goblin. I just, it's a greatest hits at a festival. Probably gonna know a fair few of the tracks. So, if I catch a bit of it, great. But I'm not going out of my way for it.
The next band I want to catch a bit of just because of the bucket list. It's Therapy. I do enjoy a bit of Therapy music. Not enough, again, to get me excited or particularly be massively interested. I'm not that big of a fan, but I've never seen them.
Yeah, I've also never seen them, and I'm also not that big of a fan. I have memories of them from when I was a kid, like our sister listening to them.
Yep.
And that's probably the only reason why I want to go and see them, is because it's just that it's almost like completing a 30, 40-year cycle.
Like that.
40 years after first having them played to me, I'm finally going to see them and then probably be like, yeah, I still don't like them.
Awesome. We're almost done, people. As we hit some more power metal, it is the highest bill power metal band on the entire festival. It's Glory Hammer. Glory Hammer, who I've seen once before at Bloodstock. And that was when I didn't know anything about them. And me and my wife had a blast to the point where she still sings fucking Hoots at me. Hoots. God damn that song. Glory Hammer. This is going to be great. I'm very excited for this.
So am I. Yeah, so am I. I need to actually just listen to more of them because I wasn't really massively into Glory Hammer. And then I guess recent times, I think we did a track by track for whatever that album is, which has the Unicorn Invasion of Dundee and all that on it. Yeah. I can't remember the name of the album now, but yeah, whatever that album is.
Yeah, I can't remember. I'm blank there.
But the problem I have at the moment is that other than that and maybe the odd song here and there, that's all I know about Glory Hammer. So I'm gonna have to check out some more. But I am the same as you. I'm extremely excited to see this, and yeah, I think it's going to be on a Sunday near the end when everyone's flagging. It's probably just the right kind of antidote that we all need.
Tales from the Kingdom of Fife.
Of course it is.
Following our metalness, we're going to some old school heavy metal with Saxon. Now, Saxon is an important watch for me because I have seen Saxon before, so it's not bucket list. However, I saw Saxon in about 2008, 2009 at Download, one of the times that I went for the weekend. Anyway, I had no interest in them then, but I ended up going to the tent and watching them play for an hour, and I fucking loved it. I remember it to this day that it was brilliant. I want to see if that is the same over a decade later.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I mean, like Saxon, they are genuine UK legends, man. Been around forever and a day, and it's one of the bands. I think I've said before. Like, I feel like I've probably seen them, but don't remember seeing them. You know, I just feel like I've been at enough shows and festivals and one dayers and all that sort of stuff that I've probably seen Saxon, but just without any memory of ever seeing them. So, you know, I'll have to take a picture or something this time.
And that brings us to the last band. It is the headliner. It is Judas Priest, 50 heavy metal years. I'm going to be slightly controversial here in that I'm not actually that excited for this as I thought I would have been. And this is purely because I saw them headline Bloodstock a few years ago. It's quite recent memory. I think we're just kind of going to get the same thing, and that's it. And it's going to be great. And I'm going to love hearing certain songs. I know what songs they are. I'm going to get all emotional if they do Turbo Lover, because that song just hits me there for some fucking reason. And it's going to be fantastic because it's Judas Priest, and Rob Halford, I'm pretty sure, could just speak the fucking, stand up there and read the dictionary, and I'll still be like, that dude, man, still got it, you know?
Yeah, I'm still waiting for him to get up there and do our Holy Night, though.
We want a Christmas show.
Yeah, look, you know, it's Rob Halford, man. It's Judas Priest. At the end of the day, I'm the same as you. I was more excited last time because that was like, you know, at that time that was the first time ever seeing him. This would be the second time. I'm sure gonna enjoy every moment of it. While I'm not buzzing about it, but I'm pretty sure that you know, once he comes out on stage, that I'm going to be as excited as everybody else in the crowd. You know.
I agree. And there it is. Hours later, we have now got to the end of our Bloodstock 2021 talk through. Lots and lots of bands for us to check out. Lots and lots of bands for you to check out. Lots and lots of stuff. This festival overall, for me, feels very much like there are very few bands that I'm like, I can't wait to see. But there are lots and lots of bands I'm like, yeah, I want to check them out. And that's quite different for me. It's a bit of a different feeling.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, there's like, yeah, I'm probably the same. I think I've got like maybe 3 or 4 which I am genuinely fucking buzzing, you know, to see, like absolutely excited and can't wait for. I even felt the excitement while we were doing that talk through.
Yeah.
As I could see that we were 4 or 5 bands away from talking about one that I wanted to talk about, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh, I'm getting excited now. You know, but yeah, for the most part, it's like, it's a really cool opportunity to check out a load of bands that I'm either new to getting into, or I'm just getting into, or I've only recently got into, you know.
Yeah.
And a lot of bands that we've never heard of that I will still check out and hopefully come out with God knows how many new bands and how much merch we're going to have to fucking buy this year.
Tell me about it. All right, folks, there it is. You got any thoughts? Let us know. Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com, as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr. Go to Patreon and help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?